Hey everybody, I'm Garrett.
And I'm Karen. Living life intentionally with you. There's no intro, no special videos, but we got awesome stories to tell.
Tales from the road.
Tales from the road. Oh my goodness.
We lost a tire.
Oh man, you dropping it that fast, huh? Epic road trip to Texas. Just completed about 45 minutes ago.
Yeah. That's why we haven't planned anything. We didn't set any notifications or anything out.
But we are live.
We are live.
While we're waiting for people to join, you want to jump in there and maybe like shoot out to Facebook that we are live, because we don't want the DFam here to miss anything.
Yep.
But welcome DFam. We are now in Athens, Texas. It's beautiful here. I had to shed my sweatshirt. It started out a little chilly this morning. It really did. But I don't know what it is now. It definitely feels higher than 70 degrees. So a little overcast. That's very nice. We're both wearing hats because we got hat hair. We have travel hair.
Travel hair.
Travel hair. We got showers Wednesday night. Wednesday night.
Yes.
That's it. Hey, X Marks the Spot has joined us.
Hello.
Hey guys, y'all made it. We did. We finally made it. Welcome to you guys.
I will be with you in a second. I'm making sure the notifications go out.
We are jumping on here live. We have a question for the DFam. We'll repeat it a couple of times, but what epic journey are you on, or have finished, or are planning? Epic journeys. We're all about the epic journeys. We've just completed ours to Texas. We've got lots going on in the next couple of weeks, but
never thought this would happen, or we would get here.
This week has been a whirlwind.
Yeah.
And we are going to share with you the story of how we lost our tire. Da da da. So you gotta hang on for that.
It's coming.
It is. It's coming. Garrett is sending out on Facebook here so that everybody knows we're live. But we have an awesome recap for you guys. We have just completed our, how many miles did we have to go?
It's about 850.
850 miles. We came from St. Louis, Missouri, clear down here to eastern Texas.
Yep.
We did get to put a couple new stickers on our map because we spent some time in Tennessee, and that was spooky.
Oh gosh,
Tennessee was spooky. And then in Arkansas, we drove through Arkansas.
I don't even know why. Like, it's so beautiful, but then it's like, oh, this is weird.
So we do have planned video footage of especially our experience. We did experience 2 faithful parking locations. If you don't know what that's about, check out faithfulparking.org or .com?
.com.
faithfulparking.com. This is a new way of traveling from point A to point B with stopovers. Pretty low priced for either dry docking, or sometimes you'll find partial hookups like 30 amp and water.
But just added security, and you basically think of it as you're giving to the church. Right.
So instead of wally docking or doing a harvest host and putting money into a business, you're putting it directly into a ministry. And plus, I mean, the 2 locations that we went to, everybody was so nice. You don't get that from Walmart employees, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, so we'll have an awesome video coming up on that. Garrett, what have we planned? Do you know what we've planned for our video on Wednesday?
Well, hey John Chalker, welcome. I think we're going to delve into one of our other adventures with Galleon Adventures.
Awesome. So we're just still summertime experiences that we've had.
So for the next 4 to 5 weeks, our videos are still going to be from
From St. Louis.
From St. Louis.
Yeah. Don't worry, I've stopped myself from saying Louisiana too. St. Louis, Louisiana.
But we have a whole bunch of videos already done and ready for you guys. So
John Chalker asked how we are feeling today. We look wonderful.
A little scatterbrained.
We're tired, but we only had to drive like Well, it was supposed to be like just over an hour.
You want to tell our first story then?
Okay, our first story is from today, and
It was
we
supposed to be an hour and 17 minutes.
hour and 17 minutes, something like that, because we were just coming from Sulphur Springs, and we pulled right onto the back highway that we were taking.
Yeah.
Behind
Another
it was
RV.
it was a pull behind.
It was a small Winnebago travel trailer.
Yeah, and I mean it seemed like a beefy truck, right?
Yeah, and I mean it was a large Winnebago, so it wasn't something small.
Yeah, but
It was about a
wasn't,
25-foot
but it wasn't like
Winnebago,
huge,
but
like
it wasn't
ours.
like 30, 40 feet. It was.
So I mean, you noticed that the truck and trailer were kind of like.
Well, when I pulled out of the Love's parking lot after we got gas, I saw them go by me at front, and I noticed how low their back end was
the
sagging.
truck was really sagging.
Yeah.
So it wasn't really like
It wasn't level.
pulling its trailer.
Yeah.
And so we noticed too that their speed was.
It was a 70-mile-an-hour zone, a 70-mile-an-hour speed limit on that road. They were averaging 40 miles an hour.
Yes, guys.
That's
there was a huge lineup behind us.
5 miles an hour. So there was probably a couple times they were 1 to 2 mile long backed up.
Because we had to travel behind them for a good, almost an hour. It seemed like.
Oh, it was most of this. Once we got down.
Oh no, it's buffering. X marks the spot says. I wonder if it's our internet. I don't see us buffering on our line.
I think we're still good.
So we were able to pass them in a little town that had 2 lanes going in our direction, and
but there was like 17 miles left on our 60-mile trip.
Yeah, 70-mile trip. Yeah.
70-mile trip. So we literally.
X marks this spot said we took our time from Tahoe to Texas. They are in Texas. They spent some time with their family. We are excited because we want to hang out with them this Christmas, well, Thanksgiving time.
Yep.
The holidays.
The holidays.
The holidays are coming. All right, stay tuned. We're going to tell you that our tire story here in a little bit.
We lost one.
We did. We lost a tire. So we'll tell you that story. We got to experience Cherokee Landing, which is another 1,000
in Tennessee.
This one was the western one.
The furthest west, and wow. We thought we had been to some bad 1,000 trails.
This one was so overgrown and spooky. It was like they didn't need to decorate for Halloween. It was done.
It was they just needed nothing. It was done.
I was like, I don't even know how to park because I mean the gravel that you're supposed to park on is all grassed over, and like none of the RV spots made sense. Like they were all like up a hill and then onto the flat, and I was like, what the heck?
Hello.
Hey, nursing our travel bug. Hey from Mayberry.
Hey from Texas.
Our question for all of y'all. I'm gonna get into my Texan accents here. What epic journey are you on, or are finishing, or are planning? And I know you guys just made it all the way from Illinois to Mayberry. Is that North Carolina?
It's North Carolina.
North Carolina.
Yep.
Oh my goodness. So yes, Cherokee Landing, 1,000 trails, pretty spooky. There aren't very many spots for big rigs because of the way that it's set up. It just isn't.
Whoever planned this RV park out really didn't.
It feels old to me.
It's
most
really
of the
old.
RVs are probably pretty small.
All the hookups were like 20 feet behind the pad. Down, most of them were down an embankment.
Yeah.
So you had to like.
Edison's crying. You want to keep going?
Yeah. So Cherokee Landing RV Park. Here's my one take on that park.
Don't go.
What's that? Don't go if you don't have to. We went. We didn't have to pay anything. Hey, Posh Cats Camping. Welcome, welcome. We first pulled in, and there was someone at the gate, but not always. It's not too difficult from what I'm told. You just radio them and they'll come out. But they asked us what hookups do you want? And we're like, well, we're 50 amp, but we can take 30 or 50. It's not a big deal. And so We're like, okay. So she's like, well, I have a pull through over on this side, but there's also a pull through on the other side, but it's 30 amp. You mad, bro? Yeah, just wait till I get started. um, so we went to the first one. We're like, okay, we'll go to the first pull through, and then we started taking these really, really tight turns. I mean, it was like this really tight right hand turn that went down, and then like we ended up going to this one spot, and she's like, well, it's just the pull through is right here. You just kind of go left and over this thing, and next thing we know, I mean, I'm like, my stabilizer is about to hit a pad from a different site because it's not actually a pull through, but they've been letting people pull through to that site, and we're like, yeah, this isn't gonna work. And so we backed up and we pulled around and we tried to get another spot, but because of the way we were at, we had actually we were coming in backwards. So because we were coming in backwards, we actually couldn't um, we couldn't pull into any of the sites because of how they were angled. So we're like, okay, that's not going to work. So, well, okay, we'll go to the other side. So we go to the other side, and they're like, there's all these sites over here. You can pick whatever one you want. And these two are probably the best ones, she said. And we got over there, and we looked at those. We drove around, and Carolyn's like, I don't see any of these sites. And like she said, the majority of these sites were unused, hadn't been maintained, probably hadn't been used in 2 to 5 years at least with the overgrowth. And so, and then most of them, if you had a small travel trailer or, like one of those Camping America, Class C's or whatever, those little tiny things, you might be able to back up and get onto where their little flat area is. But a 40-foot rig would not be able to make it up there. And there was probably about 20 or 30 rigs there, but the majority of the sites did not work. And we didn't want to just park. The other pull-through site they showed us was a decent site, but it was right next to somebody else. And we were like, we didn't want to just crowd in on them. But we ended up having to use that site because there wasn't much else for us to use. So we stayed there an extra day, and we went saw one of the towns, did some shopping and all that. But I think if we don't have to, we probably won't be back to that specific Thousand Trails. But if you are traveling through and you have a Thousand Trails memberships and it includes that park, I mean, you're not paying anything extra than what you're normally paying for the Thousand Trails memberships to park there. So, there were some decent sites, and they seem to maintain a few sites, but really not that many. So their potential and the capacity they have, I don't think they've hit that in a decade. So that was our kind of experience at Cherokee Landing. And because it is further east but still on Central Time, it got really dark really quick. So that's one of our crazy tales. Cherokee Landing is in Tennessee. Yes, X marks the spot. It is in Tennessee, about an hour and a half outside of Memphis. Out in the middle of nowhere.
We had to drive through Memphis. That was
Yep.
cray.
And then the pool was closed.
Yep.
Probably didn't open this season.
Yep. It was empty.
The putt golf probably hadn't been used in a decade.
Gosh. It looked all grassed over and rotted.
Yep. One of the clubhouse were closed due to COVID.
Yeah.
But the other one was open.
Yep, it was open.
Game
center sort of.
The playground was put in when we were kids.
Probably.
Yeah.
Metal slide and still the merry-go-round thing that most parks have taken out.
Had one of those digger things that the kids decided that's the toy they wanted to fight over.
Of course.
So.
Of course.
So yes, that is my 5-minute review of Cherokee Landing.
But did you die?
Yes, Bill.
No, we survived.
No, we
Tennessee.
survived Tennessee.
We did.
Despite all the riding down these back roads for
Oh my gosh.
Miles.
Okay, bouncing, bouncing. Oh, that was Arkansas. Oh my gosh, those roads are so bouncy.
Yeah.
Not as bad as like the highway through Shreveport, Louisiana. That's bad, but it's still bouncy.
Yeah,
Um,
it was a close second.
So, oh, that day that we drove through Arkansas, that was our long travel day. We were on the road, I think, for 8 hours, including all our breaks and lunch breaks.
Yeah.
And we saw quite a few license plates. I think I have them all written down. I gotta go
You
get
want
it.
to go get them?
I forgot to get it.
So, yeah, Poshcat said you should try the UK roads. Yeah, when we get to the UK, we'll have to try that out. You should come. You should have come here. Everyone is asking about you. I have things to do. I'm a busy man. I got things to learn. To answer your question, John Chalker, we're at 1,000 Trails, which is a membership campsite, and so because of the fact that we didn't actually pay specifically right at that moment for a site, we really didn't have much. We have what it was available.
Yeah.
And that's basically it. And that's
Yep.
how a lot of Thousand Trails are. It's a first come, first serve. And if it's a heavier used Thousand Trails, a lot of times they have more money and they actually can keep up their parks.
Yeah.
But if it's one that's not used as much, like Cherokee Landing,
it gets run down. They don't have what they need.
yeah, they don't have, yeah, it was like, wow, a lot of these sites, lots. I mean,
Yeah.
and when we put our video out from our road trip down, you'll see that RV park.
It's pretty run down. Okay, so after Tennessee, we drove through Arkansas.
Yeah, we
Arkansas.
went, yeah.
And on our trip, we're on this like major highway. What was it?
Highway 40.
Highway 40. And all of a sudden, I realized that I was seeing so many different license plates. I was
All
like, oh my
kinds.
gosh. So I started keeping track of them. And in the end, I think we hit 30
Yep.
plus a province. So here we go. We saw Texas, Washington, Oregon, California, Ohio, Illinois, Missouri. I think this one was supposed to be
Is that
Michigan,
Yeah.
Mississippi, Maine, Minnesota, North Carolina, Indiana. Of course, we saw Arkansas because we were going through Arkansas.
And Tennessee.
Tennessee, South Carolina. I think we saw. Oh, this is Pennsylvania, Colorado, Florida, New Jersey, Georgia, Virginia, New York. I think Maine and New York were the furthest away.
Yep.
Oklahoma, Montana, West Virginia. We got
Louisiana.
Oh yeah, Louisiana. What did I say earlier? I missed it. I must have missed it.
Yeah.
Louisiana was in there too. Kentucky and Delaware. And then we saw a truck with Ontario license plates. A big trucker truck. So
I told Bill that he said you should have come down to Mayberry. And I told him, I'm a busy man. And he's like, no, you're not. Yes, I am, Bill.
Yes,
I am.
I am
busy
very
man.
busy. Very busy.
Got 5 weeks of classes coming up.
We are super thankful to, was the Baptist church that we stayed in?
Rose Hill.
Rose Hill. We're super thankful to them for allowing us to shower. That was fantastic. You're better now, but I want you to stay
It's
away
actually
from
been
the
quite a
others.
good experience for us with the Faithful Parking, and we'll do a complete review of the program.
Yeah.
So definitely stay tuned for that. But we were actually able to give constructive criticism, or not criticism, but constructive ideas and thoughts to the owner of Faithful Parking.
And directly to the pastor at Rose Hill. He was very open to hearing more. So very, very good. Again, for those of you who've joined us since the beginning of our live stream, we're asking the question, what epic journey are you on? Or have you finished or are planning? Because
And
everybody's
make sure to
somewhere
stick around because we lost one of our tires.
We're about to tell that visit.
Yep.
But first we want to talk to you about our visit to the LaRues, some of our awesome defammers. If you're watching right now, Jason, thank you so much. The steaks were delicious. The hamburgers were awesome.
Yep.
They really treated us like family, took us into their home, gave us an awesome steak dinner last night. the kids had so much fun playing with their kids.
Yeah.
And then he's like, hey, no, leave the kids with me tonight. Rebecca has to go work at the hospital tonight. I'll just put on a movie and then put them to bed. You know,
Right.
I'm sure you guys haven't had a
Okay.
date night in forever. And so we're like, sure. We took our kids home, got them ready for bed, brought them back. Chicken Little, and then went to bed. And then we got some time alone last night, watched a movie, got some chores done, went to bed at a decent time, and
Yep.
we got Starbucks in the morning and went and picked them up after they had muffins for breakfast. It was great. It was awesome. And then Jason's like, you need to come back for lunch. Come back, I'll feed you hamburgers. And so we got to spend some time this late morning and afternoon hanging out with his family. Thank you so much to the crews, and we can't wait to see you again soon.
It was here, but we're like, we needed to see our friends. We needed to go down, and so
Yep.
we made the effort. That's all. That's what this lifestyle is about for us.
Totally. And the kids had so much fun with sleepover. Both the boys cried when we had to leave. And Timothy was mad at us. He said, you're mean. You made me leave. You're mommy. You're mean, Daddy.
Yeah. Scrammy River.
Cry river.
Scrammy River.
Cry
Build a
river.
bridge over.
So that is our epic adventure we've had so far, minus me to tell it.
Well, you can tell from. So, I'll say what I experienced. So we were about minutes from our campsite
In Sulphur Springs.
in Sulphur Springs, which was great. 'Cause we're like, oh, we're almost there.
Almost
We're
there.
almost there. We're on Highway 30 and we're just cruising down the road, and we hit a couple like bumps, and we've been hitting bumps all day. It's no big deal.
It was
And-
definitely harder than like the ones we were hitting in Arkansas.
Yeah.
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 It was a pretty bad bump over an overpass, sort of. Go ahead. Finish your story and then we'll read.
No, it's not the comments.
no.
It's that we're losing connection.
Oh no, not again.
It's
It's
kind of
all pixely, isn't it?
pixelated
Oh, darn it.
so we'll just continue to enjoy audio there with your ears. Uh,
We're there. Keep
We're there.
going.
Yeah. So driving down the road, I looked in my rearview mirror, and I'm worrying because we need a section down our trailer, and the RV park we're going into has an RV dealership that does inspections. So we're like, great.
It's awesome.
But it started raining, and the dealership was like, we don't put on wet concrete.
Oh, what? Okay.
So we were just complaining and worrying about doing, doing, just flying. I was like, what the heck was that?
I had just glanced up because I'd looked odometer or something like that, and I glanced up, all of a sudden there's this bike tire flying at me. It hits the car, it's bouncing all over the place, going back and forth across the freeway, and I look in my
I think it went
rearview
under an
mirror.
18-wheeler.
Oh, probably. I mean, we've driven past that area a couple of times
If it
and
got
never
stuck
saw
under
it.
the 18-wheeler, it's probably in Arizona or California by now.
We lost the front tire off of Garrett's bike.
So now I have to try and get to my classes on a one-wheeled bike.
Or you just use my bike. Thank you, Eddie. I love my flower.
So yeah, we were definitely not expecting that one.
Oh my gosh, you guys. So he has this fancy road bike, and the tire like slides up in there and bolts. And
Well, it has a quick release.
Quick
So do
release.
yours. Your bike has the same
but
thing.
mine seems to be like really like, I don't know, it looks heavier duty, like tied into the whole frame. Anyway, the bolts must have loosened or something, and it just dropped. And instead of having the
it's
tie
probably-
down through the spokes, so it would have maybe just hung there. There wasn't.
There wasn't
the
anything.
tie down wasn't through your spokes,
Yeah.
so it just dropped onto the road and went its own way. I checked the car. One of the little plastic pieces on the front bumper was kind of popped out. I had to pop it back in, but other than that, no
So,
damage.
Yeah, I'm.
Just no
I
bike
was
that
like,
you can ride.
that's yeah, unicycle.
Can't wait to see it, Garrett.
I'll have to figure that one out. I've seen actually people ride that way.
Without their front tire.
Uh-huh.
That's pretty funny.
It's
that's
possible.
our epic adventure of losing our tire.
I think I really attribute it to an all-day trip. I mean, it was 6+ hours of driving literally across the length of Arkansas.
The day before.
The day before. I mean, and I should have checked tires. I should have, I've never had a tire fall off. In 2 years of traveling, I've never had a tire fall off.
Yeah.
So I wasn't even really thinking to look for that on my bike.
I mean, we've had the tie downs kind of loosen a little bit, and I'm like, hey, next stop we need to tighten that down because the bikes are really bouncing, and we've lost our level off the end of the hitch.
But that's just because we forgot to.
I forgot to put it away, and over a big bump, it flew off. It's kind of magnetic, so it was holding onto the hitch, but a big bump will break that magnetic part, and it's just a little plastic level like that. And flew onto the highway, got busted all up. That was on our big trip from Washington down to Louisiana the first time.
The first time.
And we were going through...
that was downtown Dallas.
Downtown Dallas. That's when we lost.
We routed specifically to go around Dallas.
And it
rerouted us right through the center of Dallas. We were like...
Right through the middle of it.
Darn you, Google Maps.
Oh, you guys, well, we don't have anything else to talk about. Unless you had something you wanted to add. That's all I wrote down. We were fast.
Well, I mean, the trip through Arkansas was definitely interesting.
We could show them around and see our campsite for...
Yeah, we could do that. That trip down, that portion of the trip, we went straight through Little Rock, which was a little big city.
Yeah.
We lost 2 outside chairs off the back of our fifth wheel on our last big trip moving out of Memphis. Yeah.
I am so sorry. Both chairs? Both chairs.
I mean, that's the risk you take of,
Diana, I'm so sorry.
parking or loading things up on the back.
And I've seen people like strap their schwagon, their poop wagon on their ladder and stuff. Yeah. And those can be pretty heavy and even fall. Yeah. Oh, and then other people that like have that shelf thing off the hitch and they load like ice chest and lawn chair and generator and they strap it all down and you're like, ooh, I hope it doesn't fly. Bye bye generator.
Brakes like
bye bye generator.
It's dragging on the ground.
Oh my goodness.
But I mean, we learned quite a bit about that. I mean, we didn't really stop much except for.
I liked Arkansas. Like, it was pretty.
It was
very green. We went through some of the hilly areas, so there's lots of pine trees. It was very, like, Em had the window open a lot of that trip because she was feeling quite car sick off and on just because of how long the trip was. So we had our windows open like a good amount of that day.
Hey, Edison,
and it smelled so nice.
Eddie, don't touch, please.
There goes the apple.
Well, and there was a lot of construction in Arkansas.
That's true.
Those roads.
That's true. Well, do you want to show them around our campsite here and let the kids say hello?
Well,
maybe.
I'll have to unhook the audio.
Oh, the audio. Why didn't you just pick it all up? Pick it all up.
Okay.
We're gonna try to give you a look-see.
So this is our campsite.
We have lakeside view.
Yep, we're right next to a lake. There's a man-made pond.
There is the lake right. I'm trying to figure out. Right behind Timmy's head. Timmy, move. Right there. There's a lake, a little man-made pond.
And then coming over here, that's our RV. There's plenty of space for both of us to fit in here. We have a nice concrete pad that is right here.
Picnic table's pretty decent too. And we'll have maybe one neighbor between us and the lake.
Yep, we have a neighbor right there.
They're not here right now, obviously. They're coming back though. Lots of stuff left.
We also like playing over there and pretending.
Yeah, they have a great green space in the back.
So the kids have a lot of space to play.
All of that.
All that back there is open space. And then there's also grassy areas over there. The pond is a catch and release. So
Might
if you
do
want
some
to,
fishing.
we might do some fishing while we're here.
That'll be awesome. Emma, you like fishing, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're a good fisherman.
We all have our own fishing rod.
Uh-huh.
Me, Jimmy, and Eddie.
Thank you,
Yeah.
buddy.
Yep, you all have your own
Thank
fishing
you, Edison.
poles now. Yeah. Do you wanna get on this live stream? Hey, you're gonna be wait. Hold on. Stand up here. Stand up here. Stand up here.
What's gonna happen?
Timothy's gonna be a year older before our next live
Yeah.
stream.
5 more days until my birthday.
5 more days. And how old are you gonna be?
7.
What? You're gonna be so old. That's gonna be awesome.
Mommy,
We're
Yeah.
looking forward
can you
to
go
it.
inside watch the show?
In a minute. Hey, where were we on your birthday last year? Do you remember?
The Grand Canyon.
That was epic.
We
That
all
was
got
awesome.
sick, but it was
Doing
so
his
cool.
birthday party on the Grand Canyon, or
Yep.
at the Grand Canyon, was
That
definitely
was
a memorable.
awesome. That's so awesome. Whoops! Daddy's lost. There we go. It's Fuzzy. Edison, do you want to say anything into the
Dead
camera
cat.
to all the D fam? Oh, you're gonna brush the kitty cat. The dead cat
Can
on
you
her.
say something?
What do you
Say
mean,
hi.
the dead
Say hi.
cat? Where's my
Say hi to everybody.
Hi!
Are
Whoa.
you a big boy?
I got
You
apple.
do have an apple. Yes.
And
Yes.
I'm stronger bones.
You are stronger bones. Lots of stronger bones.
Have fun eating your apple, bud.
You want to scoot back?
Yeah.
You
All right,
Can I hold your apple? Mm.
coming back over.
eat my apple?
It's a good bite.
Look who just joined.
Well, it's a good bite.
My mom.
Hi.
Wish I had a better experience in Tennessee.
Hi,
It
Mom.
can be much prettier and wonderful people to interact
Can
with
I
if
go
given the opportunity.
fishing?
Hopefully, I have another chance
Can
to
I go
visit at another
fishing?
time. Yes, we.
We can go fishing at some point.
One of the big things we're wanting to get out of the NRVTA is the ability to be able to travel a lot more.
Yep.
Give us the ability to go and see things and go spend time in places like Tennessee, because there's like state parks we could go see. I'm sure they're beautiful.
I know. We haven't been able to visit very many
There's
state
tons
parks
of
at
things
all.
we can do in all of these states, and we haven't really had the opportunity to do as much of that as we've wanted to.
Okay, so what are you most excited about your first week at the NRVTA starting Monday?
Well, I'm going to be learning. I've already gone through their pre-course stuff, so there's a ton of videos and things like that about the RV systems, how propane works, how all that kind of stuff. There's tons of different things. It took me a good 8 hours or so to work through all the videos.
The pre-videos prior to the
pre-videos.
course.
The first week of the NRVTA course, you actually learn about 85% of what you need to know to maintenance and keep up your own rig. It also gives you the tools to be able to fix those 85% of the problems. So you're not being a certified tech after the first week, but you do have the knowledge, and you will go over competency to know how to find a problem, know how to take care of it yourself. So really and truly, if you're that self-sufficient person that's like, I want to do the RV stuff, but I don't really want to have to take my RV into a dealership all the time,
Yeah.
all that stuff, check out the NRVTA, especially just their first week introduction course. Well, it's more than introduction, but it's that first week course, and then they will tell you what you need to know.
Don't touch it.
Bud, to keep your rig going.
No, you're not a birdie.
And then after that, every week after that, there's a different system that the certified techs will go through.
It's
So
more
we'll spend
in-depth look at like AC.
yeah, we'll take a whole week and we'll look at AC. So, a whole week it took that. Well, propane.
It's
I
propane
think
stuff
they do
that-
exteriors for a week. They do, so you'll learn how to fix slide outs and
Oh, very cool.
things like that.
Very cool.
And then I don't think propane is one of those that I don't think there's an entire week on the certified RV stuff.
Yeah. Thanks, John Chalker. He says, hope you don't have any more runaway bike tires. We hope so, too.
Yeah.
We're running short on those bike tires, you know?
I need to have them for my bike. Ellen's like, well, you can just walk.
I
Yeah.
mean, it's not that far. I mean, it's what, 5, 7 minutes to walk
About
down.
10 to 12 minutes to walk
It's
there.
not. It's not bad. Get your blood pumping in the morning.
Yeah. And I mean, we gotta hunker down. We're gonna try and spend as little as we can.
Yep. Frugal. Be frugal.
Yep. But
Yep.
after 5 weeks from
5 weeks from Monday,
5 weeks from Monday,
he'll be taking the
we
test.
hope to be walking away with that certification. And in those 5 weeks, we will be getting a business set up.
Yep.
One of the things within our TA course is that they show you how to properly set up a tech business, so that when you start running,
When you leave
when
with
you
your
leave,
certification, you're ready and
you know
to
what
move.
tax you know
Go.
what tax stuff you can write off, what you can claim, and so it really becomes a really beneficial business to
Yep.
be a part of.
Yeah, we are looking forward to it. A little bit more freedom because, and really, finances are what is constrained to what we do travel wise.
Yeah. When we don't work, we don't get paid.
Yeah.
Really, have a few little things here and there, but that's not paying bills.
Yep. I know. I'm thinking, we got paid my last paycheck yesterday.
Yep.
Because we're a week behind, and I finished last week. So that's it. Last paycheck until we start picking jobs up, or I get a job somewhere.
Now we've already had some of our D fans say, hey, once you're done, let me know. I have things we need to get fixed.
Yeah.
So
And we
I already
thank-
have people that are
We
interested.
thank those of you who are interested in helping us and supporting us. Would love to be your mobile RV technician.
And we would love to be able to have the ability to come to where you guys are at and help you out.
Yeah, it'd be awesome. So that's not it for the nursing side of it. I will probably continue doing contracts,
But it'll
not
probably be at
as-
a frequency.
Yeah, not as often. The kids enjoy having me at home, homeschooling.
And
Gets
you enjoy
done
having
a little bit more
more
smoothly.
sleep.
I like having more sleep. It's true. So those are good things and travel then. We can go 2 or 3 weeks in place and move on. We don't have 3 months though.
Yeah.
It's good. Very, very good. X marks the spot says DBA or LLC. Join the rest of us unemployed.
I'm not sure exactly how they have it set up, but we will be taking business classes while we're here and go over how to set up your business, how to market a business under, offer professional liability insurance that covers specifically RV techs.
It's fantastic.
And inspectors. So.
Yeah. I'm wondering, should we scoot over in the shade?
Well, my face is melting.
Mine is like on fire.
I'll scoot further down.
On fire. Well, it was cloudy when we started.
It was. And then it burned off and reminded us that Texas is still hot.
Texas is still hot, you guys. Oh my gosh.
The clouds broke through and it was like, whoo.
I was cold this morning. How cold was it in the trailer?
57.
57. I didn't at all because the kids we're comfortable in bed. He keeps me warm at night, but I'm up before me, so you were able to turn on that heater because I didn't actually get to feel that 57 degrees. You had popped the heater on and he
then
warmed it
this
up.
first week at least, I'll be going to the class at 7 in the morning.
Yeah. 7's about the time the kids start waking up, so it'll be good for all of us to kind of get into that routine.
Get up early.
Yep. Kid and I will give you updates as we go along with our school year. We want to do some field trips. We have one that we're thinking of going to fish hatchery, so that'll be awesome. But we'll try to do it as a family because I don't do so well trying to manage 3 kiddos on my own in public. But we also plan to be a part of behind the scenes. I don't know exactly what they need us to do, but there's a lot of setup and tear down for classes, especially with COVID. They're having to give everybody an individual desk and spread the tables out, so that everybody's sitting on the
bench.
Right.
And then
now
you kind of shared things. Now everyone has their own 6-foot table.
So the kids and I might be doing some setup and tear down for classes. that would be helpful, and it'll also help first towards Garrett's training, because we are trying to do this, you know, get him through it, do it all with the work camping that they have here.
Yep.
It's very limited who they'll take for that work camping program, but people are able to get in and at the campground here in payment for the classes.
Yep.
So
Now,
that's pretty cool.
our plan right now is really to stay in Texas through the holidays. We will be at Quartzsite.
Christmas is come and the goose is getting fat. Place to put a penny in the old man's hat. Do you know this song? Oh my gosh.
Nope. Nope.
I won't sing any more of it. Oh my goodness. An old song.
There's
Gary
a
doesn't
lot
know
of,
all the songs I know.
yeah.
That's okay. He grew up Skillet, and I'm like, I don't like Skillet. Like heavy metal, that kind of stuff.
On it. As a teenager, that was a band I
I'm
chose to buy their albums
no.
from because I liked their music.
No.
My parents didn't say, "Hey guys, we're going to listen to Skillet as kids. You are going to love it." The people that my parents let us listen to was like Salty.
Salty the Singing Songbook? Oh my gosh! That's old school. Carmen San Diego?
No, Carmen.
Carmen. Oh, Carmen. Like,
hey bud, don't do that.
Hey, no photobombing. No photobombing with your what? If you're gonna be here, you're gonna be here.
DC Talk was also
DC
on,
Talk. DC Talk in the house.
Yep.
Okay. Old Christian.
Old Christian.
Yeah.
But because Skillet was a Christian band,
your parents were
okay with me listening
the heavy
to
metal.
them. It's not heavy metal.
Well, then what is it?
It's rock.
It's rock? I don't know. It sounds like heavy metal to me.
Heavy metal is like the screamo stuff. They're not
screamo.
screamo.
X marks the spot says, bring that fat goose on Thanksgiving.
Yep.
Goose. I've actually had goose, but not for a specific holiday. But my brother did some hunting when he was a teenager and young adult and shot some Canada goose.
Yep.
Off the lake outside my folks' house, and so we've had some Canada goose and some wild fowl. They have a really strong flavor. It's really like it. It's very gamey. That flavor is very gamey.
Timothy.
But we've had the odd deer, and Grandma says hi, Timmy and Emma.
Hi.
She sees peeking in on our video.
Which grandma?
Grandma Niece.
Grandma Niece.
Hi, Grandma Niece.
Grandma Niece is in the house. We're just like shooting the breeze, guys. We really are.
We've talked through most of it.
We've got through everything.
If you're just joining us, like we had some cool stories that we shared earlier on in the video, so make sure to rewatch that.
Find out how we lost a tire.
Find out how we lost a tire because it was crazy.
And the spooky campground we stayed in.
Yeah, it could have. I think some people that write horror novels probably went there for inspiration.
Oh yeah, totally. Anyway.
Yeah.
Are we done? We can be done.
I think we're done.
You guys really like hanging out with you?
We've been traveling. We will have our weekly live streams. We do not plan on stopping that while we're here at all. So definitely continue to tune in at 4 p.m. on Saturdays Central Time. And join us for a lively conversation and
we will
joining us as our DFAM and our community. So we absolutely love seeing you guys and connecting with you guys every week.
Yes. It is hopping here. This campground is alive. I'm seeing across the way at the back of another person's rig, there's like a gathering of 5 or 6 people, 4 or 5, 5, 6, just hanging out, people walking their dogs around the lake.
So this week there's going to be 60 people starting the class on Monday.
NRVTA class.
And it is Saturday today, and the class starts Monday, so people are already coming in.
Yep.
We wanted to be in a day early so that we have a day to just rest and recuperate tomorrow.
And get chores done. We found out our sewer is kind of back in the back of this lot.
So we need to have 3.
We need, buddy, you're all dusty and you got it in our eyes. Edison, get down.
Great to see the whole family this week. Have a great weekend. Thank you, Posh Cats.
So we realize we need. Okay, I
Alright.
need you off. I'm trying to tell a story,
Hey,
and you are
get
keeping
down,
me from
please.
telling the story. Climb down. Climb down. We are live, and you are not helping. Sit down. Sit down. All the way.
Thank you.
You can stand in the back, but don't lean against mommy. Thank you. So we need 3 of the sewer hoses.
Addison, get down.
Don't do
Yes.
that again, or you will be on timeout. You've already lost your chance to play Minecraft this week. Don't add to it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Addison.
Parenting.
So, sewer hose.
We need 3 sewer hoses to get to our sewer back here, and you pulled out our 3rd one. We don't use very often.
And that one was fine.
That was fine, but one of the ones we've been using regularly had a crack
rip in it.
Big crack in it. So we can't use that.
So we went from 3 hoses down to 2 hoses.
So we have to get.
I'm short a hose.
We have to get a new sewer hose before we can dump our tanks and get hooked up so we can have showers. Showers. Showers.
Yes.
Oh, we should tell them while we were in. No, Emma, I am talking. You are not.
Okay, if you're going to interrupt, we're gonna have to have you leave.
Yep. While we were in, like my mom said, I agree. The zoo was really cool.
Oh yes.
Yeah. While we were in Sulphur Springs, we stayed at an RV park that was brand new.
Spanking new.
Over half the sites were still.
We were the first to use their online.
We were one of the first. There's
Online
like 2 people that made reservations when their site went live, and one of us was us.
Yep.
One of them were us.
One of them was us.
One of them was us.
There's still like construction in the
So
back.
over half the sites are still under construction.
Under construction. Everything was still dirt, and it's like this really fine sandy Texas dirt.
So it got everywhere.
Oh, everywhere.
I'm glad that we have grass and a pad here.
Except that they've done sewer work back here, so there's dirt back here.
So there's dirt back there.
So we'll still get it. You know Edison. Edison will go out and dig holes.
So yeah.
He's already put it all through his hair.
Yep, he's already.
Woo! It's dusty.
So while we were there, like we had water pressure issues.
Yeah.
In the park.
It was fine, and then all of a sudden it wasn't fine.
Yeah, it worked fine, and then we were getting the kids ready for bed for their sleepover at their friend's house at the LaRue's, and all of a sudden Emma's like, "Dad, the water's not stopping in the toilet." I'm like, "What? Like, what are you talking about?" I go in there and it's just pouring in. I'm like, "What?" And basically what I theorized happened was the water pressure dropped enough that it couldn't reseal.
It wasn't able to close the valve.
Wasn't able to close the valve
there was
properly.
Still water running in.
So the water was still just coming in. So I was like, "What in the world?" So I'm like, something's odd
You
with the water.
got that fixed. So the
I got
toilet
that fixed.
stopped.
I think you finished out upstairs with the boys, and then I was able to get it to stop flowing. But then the next day we got up and it was super low. I was like,
super low.
What in the world is going on? So I
checked with the manager.
I checked with the manager, and they're like, "Well, when we first got the water lines hooked up, there was nothing but mud coming out of the lines.
Brand new lines
run.
I guess it was muddy.
Yeah. So full hookups, brand new lines. We were probably the first people. We were the first people
in that site
to hook up, and you can tell that it was like everything was brand new, but still. So we went over there, talked to the manager, and
get off the table, please.
The manager was like, "Well, check the lines, check the little screens in your pressure regulator, and see if there's anything inside that, because that could be causing a blockage."
We found something.
And we found something. There was paint flecks.
Paint flecks. So the spigot had been painted this dark green.
Yep.
And that's what you found in there.
There was green paint flecks inside the little trap inside our pressure regulator. So we were like, "Oh, well, that would do it."
So we had some extra screens, right?
So we had some screens, so I changed those out. I cleaned out the ones that were fine, but just needed those extra parts cleaned out. And then it worked okay after that point. But it wasn't...
He just stole your hat.
Stinker. But it wasn't that... I mean, it was just like... It was crazy. I was like, this brand new park, and you're already having water issues. There's 6 people.
6 people
hooked
in
up
the
to
entire
into
park.
the entire park.
I mean, this park is going to be what, 100 sites?
I would say close to 200.
200 sites? Oh my gosh, it didn't
With
think
how
it
far
was that
back
big.
it's
Kept
huge.
going and
It
going
just kept
and going
going.
and going.
Well, you didn't walk down to the very end, did
No,
you?
I didn't.
Emma wants me to wear it backwards.
There we go.
I'm a cool dad, I
Are you
guess.
hip?
Hip.
You're cool.
Word.
So silly. So silly.
Yeah. Well, the water wasn't super muddy. X marks the spot when we went there.
Yeah, when we
But
turned it on.
when he turned it on, it was fine. I let the water run through the lines just to make sure everything was clear. And it seemed to be fine to start out with, but I think just some extra dirt and other flecks and rocks and stuff that were already still in the line ended up coming up into the trap and causing just enough of a blockage that when you started to run the water on a consistent basis, it would drop the pressure.
Oh, he's
in your
digging
line.
in the dirt with his truck. This is a boys' playground, like totally. Let's see if this will pan over here. There he
There it
is. Look at him.
Right
there. Digging in the dirt. Digging in the dirt with his little tractor. I love it. I love it until they come in and dump dirt and gravel on my floors.
If you are traveling through Highway 30, I do recommend that you stop at Travel Time RV Campground.
They've got a store up front where you can get your rig worked on.
They have an RV dealership up front.
RV dealership, for those of you who have to get your RV inspected, they do inspections there. $7 because that's the state thing. And then they have the RV park that you can stay in as well. They do not have laundry or shower house or anything like that yet because
it's brand new.
It's brand new. I mean, the front office
isn't even done.
It's a shell right now. So.
There's a little like desk, like the desk bar thing.
Yeah.
But there's not. It's not even done. There's no countertop on it.
Emma, leave it alone.
Our kids are enamored with our neighbor's bird feeder.
We haven't given them parameters yet. Saying you can go here, you can do that. You cannot go here, you cannot do that. So that's how soon we've been here. I mean, how do you say that? It's
how
just
little
been
time we've been.
We
got here. We were set up by 3:30.
3:30.
Yeah, I was walking to the office about 3:35 to see if they had any sewer hoses I could buy.
It's actually more like 3:40.
3:40, yeah.
I got enough time to get the trailer all opened up and then clean out the cars, the vehicles for garbage and toys.
Yep.
That's what I usually pull out first, garbage and toys. They have to have so many toys, and they leave so many of their toys.
Yeah.
Emma,
oh, we should tell them about the play thing the kids found at the last RV park.
Plaything?
Remember those two trees?
Oh yeah. So they had these big oak trees and things that they'd obviously not cleared. They wanted some tree cover.
So they cleared so Texas has like the brush land that has these really big trees like these.
Yeah.
But then there's just this really thick brush underneath it.
So this RV spot was right next to this clump of like 3 big trees.
Yeah.
But they had raised the level of the ground for the RV pads and things,
for the park.
A good 2.5 feet.
Yep.
And for some reason they didn't want to backfill up around the trunks of the trees. So what they did is they took these big rocks and put this big rectangle around them and just backfilled over that.
Yeah.
And so it was like this sunken.
It's an artistic foxhole.
Yeah, very much so. And I called it a playpen. I'm like, look, my 3-year-old is playing down in that.
All you had to do was glance out the window and see if there was some little head bobbing up and down in this hole.
And I knew he wouldn't like run out on the street or something like that because he was like down in this hole.
And we got plenty of video of that, so definitely.
Had a lot of fun playing in the dirt there. A lot of fun. They love the dirt.
They do.
Emma, again, don't play with the bird feeder.
Emma,
you are not a bird.
That's someone else's campsite, not ours.
You are not a squirrel.
You need to control your actions.
Yep. You need to control your actions.
Well, we have been on for about 55 minutes, so.
We love you all. You're
Thank you.
Awesome. DFammers who joined us, thank you so much for talking in the chat. For those of you who are rewatching this, we do go live every Sunday usually it's at 4 p.m. Central Time. Saturday. Did I say Sunday?
You said Sunday.
I don't know. This is a Saturday live stream at 4 p.m. Central Time. So if you want to be a part of our chat and get involved in this community as the DFAM, please join us.
Yep.
But thank you for rewatching. You can answer the question as well in the chat.
Leave it in the comments.
Leave it in the comments below. And we'll see you on Wednesday when we release our next video. When do we go live with our video release?
Our Wednesday releases are at 7 p.m. Central Time. So it's an evening video.
And again, it's premiered, so there is a live chat when it does go live. So.
Yeah, we love interacting with our DFAM.
We do.
And we want you guys to feel like you're part of our community as well.
So we are hanging here in Texas for the holidays. Hopefully all of you are getting excited for Thanksgiving and Christmas. I mean, I guess Halloween comes before that. And then the new year, and hopefully a brand new year for us, getting out of 2020 and into 21.
We're just looking forward to it.
Woohoo!
All right, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And as always,
live life intentionally. Hey, X marks the spot. Thank you so much for joining us. And they say thanks, guys, for sharing, and to stay safe. We look forward to chatting with you all again.
All right.
We love you all.
Top is
Top
the X.
is the X. I can't
Right
see
there,
it.
right
Oh
there.
my goodness, there it is.
Right there.
All right, guys. Bye.
Bye.